Hello, mighty companion. This is Earl Purdy, and I want to welcome you to Hardcore Course in Miracles. And the topic that we're going to talk about is how do you have complete and total safety in this world? How do you make sure that you are safe in every situation? How can you make sure that you are not attacked or hurt in any way? According to A Course in Miracles, how can you have total safety? We're going to talk about that. You're going to hear exactly how you can have that. We start off with some music to allow us to get centered and to let go of whatever it is we are thinking about or preoccupied about. We're going to start out with a song by Brother John Christmas at www.johnchristmas.com. Some music from A Course in Miracles, based on The Course in Miracles, and it's called Teach Only Love, for that is what you are. Hello, this is Earl Purdy. Want to welcome you to Facebook Live. Here we go. Breathe, 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 breathe. Teach, teach, teach. Teach only love. That is what you are. Only love. Yes, that is what you are. Teach only love. That is what you are. Teach only love. Everywhere you go, teach only love. To everyone you know, teach only love. Love is what you are. Hey, yeah. Let me recognize the problem so the problem can be solved. Let me recognize the problem so the problem can be solved. Teach only love. Each and every day, teach only love. In your special way, teach only love. Love is what you are. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. This is going to be some good stuff. This is going to be an opportunity for us to make ourselves safe. And you deserve to be safe. So how do you pull that off? How do you let yourself be safe? Well, let me tell you. The first thing you need to do is go if you have the Course in Miracles book, the blue book, then you want to go to lesson 153, lesson 153, which is on page 284 in the Course in Miracles workbook. But actually, we're going to start at paragraph 17 on page 286 in the Course in Miracles in the workbook. Page 286, paragraph 17 in the Course in Miracles workbook, lesson 153, in my defenselessness. My safety lies in my defenselessness. My safety lies in my defenselessness. That's the lesson that we're on. We're going to be on paragraph 17 on page 286. I want you to take a breath. What is it that you need to remember if you want to get the most out of this session? Remember that you need not believe the ideas. You need not accept the ideas. You need not even welcome the ideas. Some of the ideas you may actively resist. Some of the ideas you may actively resist. Some of these 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 ideas you may actively resist. Some of the ideas you will find hard to believe. Did I say some of these ideas you will find hard to believe? Some of these ideas you will find hard to believe. Some of these ideas you may find hard to believe. Did I say some of these ideas you will find hard to believe? Some of these ideas may seem quite startling. 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 You are not asked to judge the ideas at all. You are not asked to judge the ideas at all. You are not asked to judge the ideas at all. You are not asked to analyze the ideas at all. You are not asked to analyze the ideas at all. Their use will give the ideas meaning to you and will show you that the ideas are true. Their use will give the ideas meaning to you and will show you that the ideas are true. Using the ideas will give the ideas meaning to you and will show you that the ideas are true. So the key to the Course in Miracles is to let yourself hear it. So in the beginning, it's about letting yourself hear it. And we're going to be on lesson 153, paragraph 17, and I'm going to do it in plain language. And with the Course in Miracles, let yourself hear what it's saying. For instance, the first line, what does the first line say? Yet when we can, we will observe our trust as ministers of God. What did it just say? When you can, you need to observe your trust as a minister of God. Do you know that the Course in Miracles defines the word minister as a messenger? And God is love. So another word that you can substitute for the word God is love. So we need to observe our trust as messengers of love. So why are you on this earth? You are a spiritual being having a human experience. Do you know you are a spiritual being having a human experience? What are you? You are a spiritual being having a human experience. So when you were born, you came into this experience with a function, a purpose. And if you fulfill your function, you will find that the struggle in your life will begin to fade away and that you will find yourself receiving everything you need to stay. And everything you need to stay will be given to you. When you are ready to fulfill your function as a messenger of love. So every hour, what is it you need to remember? Every hour, you need to remember two things. You need to remember your mission for being here, and you need to remember God's love. So what are the two things you need to remember? You have a purpose. You have a function to be a messenger of truth, a messenger of love. And every hour, you need to remember that. And you also need to remember that no matter what seems to be going on in your life right now, you have the love of God. Your Creator loves you. Regardless of how anybody else feels about you, regardless of how you feel about you, God loves you. Your Creator loves you. So what do you do next? You sit quietly by. What? You sit quietly by. And what do? You sit down and you wait on God. You wait on the higher power. You wait on Spirit. Why are you sitting quietly? Why would you wait on God? You're waiting on God, and you need to listen to God's voice. You need to learn how to do what? You need to learn how to listen to the voice of your Creator. You need to learn how to remove the blocks to hearing the voice for your Creator inside you. If you really want to be safe in the world, do you really want to be safe? If you really want to be safe, what is the first thing you need to do? You need to remember that you are here to be a messenger of love. You're here to be a messenger of truth and not a hell raiser. The next thing you need to do is practice remembering that that's your function every hour. And what is the other thing you do? You remember that that which created you loves you. What's next? You sit your little cute behind down and you wait on your Creator, and you sit quietly, because you need to do what? You need to learn how to listen to God's voice. The Course in Miracles teaches you how to hear the voice of God in you. So what is it you're going to learn when you listen to the voice of God? You're going to learn what the Holy Spirit would have you do. So why am I sitting quietly? So I can learn what Spirit wants me to do in the hour that is yet to come. So I want to hear my higher guidance teach me what it is that I need to do in the next hour. You need to be quiet, and you need to listen and learn what the higher power wants you to do the next hour. And while you're waiting to get your guidance, do you know that while you're waiting to get your guidance about what to do the next hour, what is it you should be doing? Well, while you're waiting to receive your guidance, you need to be thanking your Creator for all the blessings and all the gifts that your Creator gave you in the hour that just passed. So I need to sit down, learn what Spirit would have me do in the next hour, and while I'm waiting to receive that guidance, I need to be giving thanks for all the blessings that I've received in the previous hour. Do you notice that the Course in Miracles is giving very specific instructions? And did you say that you really wanted to know how to have safety in the world? Well, we've just been told. First of all, you realize that you are a spiritual being having a human experience, and that you came here and you were born with a divine purpose. Your job is to be a messenger of love, a messenger of truth, not a hell raiser, not someone that's blaming and attacking, not someone who's seeing themselves as a victim, but to see yourself as a powerful, loving Creator, a soul that was born into this world to be a messenger of love and a messenger of truth, And if you want to know what to do, you sit quietly, you wait on your Creator, you listen to your Creator's voice. What is it that your Creator is going to tell you? Your Creator is going to tell you to listen to your Holy Spirit, higher self, because your higher self is going to tell you what it wants you to do the next hour. And while you're waiting to receive your guidance, what do? You give thanks for everything that you just experienced in the previous hour. Very specific instructions for how to be safe. So what is it that's going to happen in time? What is it that you're going to end up doing? Well, it says in paragraph 18 in lesson 153, it says, in time with practice. Wait a minute, hold it. What? In time with practice. With practice. I'm the divine repetition teacher. I am your remembering coach. I have been a teacher and a student of the Course in Miracles for over 43 years. It's what I do in the world full time. And my purpose is to save you time. Do you know that the Course in Miracles teaches that the purpose of a relationship is to speed you along to your happiness and to save you time? So what's going to happen in time? What's going to happen with practice? You will never cease to think of God. You will never cease to think of love. You will never stop thinking of love. What's going to happen after a while? You're going to think about love all the time. You're going to think about God all the time. You're going to think about the truth all the time. You're going to be thinking about love all the time with practice. So what does it say in that first sentence? In time, with practice, you will never cease to think of God and hear God's loving voice. So what is God's voice going to be doing? God's voice is going to be guiding your footsteps. And how are you going to be guided by God? You're going to be guided in quiet ways. So what is it like to be guided in a quiet way? Well, when you're being guided in a quiet way, you will walk in true defenselessness. So what does it mean to walk in defenselessness? Well, I'm going to tell you what it means to walk in defenselessness. It means you're going to be walking this world without looking at the world as if it's a threat to you in some way. You will be walking the world feeling safe and knowing that your safety is in your Creator. So you won't be walking the world feeling defensive and like you got to defend yourself. And you won't be looking at life like it's always threatening you in some kind of way. That's what it means to walk defenselessness, with defenselessness. So why will you be walking feeling safe? He says, because you will know that heaven goes with you. What is heaven? Heaven is love. Heaven is reality. The Course in Miracles teaches that heaven is perfect joy. So if you know that you're walking in perfect love, if you know you're walking in perfect joy, if you know you're walking with heaven with you, then you wouldn't be feeling afraid. You wouldn't be walking the world feeling defensive and that you got to constantly look out to make sure something isn't going to hurt you. So how do you allow yourself to walk the world in total fearlessness? Well, it says that in the next sentence, nor would you keep your mind away from God a moment. So a person who is feeling total peace and a person who is feeling total safety is a person who's constantly keeping their mind on God, a person that's constantly keeping their mind on love, a person that's constantly keeping their mind focused on the truth. That's a person who is walking with heaven, which is love, with them. They're constantly focused on love. They're constantly focused on truth. They're constantly focused on God. So that's the same as saying, if you're a Course in Miracles student, that's the same as saying, I'm going to walk this world with my mind constantly focused on the teachings that the Course in Miracles is giving me. I'm going to constantly focus on the truth that I'm learning through A Course in Miracles, because that's the same as keeping my mind on God. That's the same as keeping my mind on the truth, because within the Course in Miracles is the Word of God, is the Word of truth. The Course in Miracles is just one way that we can hear the voice for truth and the voice for God. It's not the only way you can hear God's voice. The Course in Miracles isn't the only way you can hear the truth. But for some of you out there, A Course in Miracles is your spiritual path. A Course in Miracles is your way to happiness and peace. And you feel drawn to it, and you want to study it, and you want to read it. And if you are one of those persons, then you want to keep those teachings in your mind as much as you possibly can, even though your time is going to be spent in offering salvation to the world. So what does it mean to offer salvation to the world? It means that you are offering love to the world. You're going to spend your time offering peace to the world. So how do you offer peace to the world? You stop attacking. You stop lashing out in anger. You stop trying to make people feel guilty. You stop blaming other people for the things you're going through. You don't blame others. You recognize that you are the creator of your experience, and that you want to be a means for love, and you want to be a means for truth to come into the world. So if you made the decision that you want to be a loving presence in the world, do you know that when you make the decision that you want to be a loving, peaceful presence in the world, the Course says, well, if you want to be an example of love and peace in the world, and therefore be taken care of, and therefore be safe, don't you think God is going to make that possible? Don't you think that your Creator will make it possible for you to offer peace and love to the world? Because you've chosen to carry out God's plan. You have chosen that you want to be here to bring light and joy and peace and sanity into the world, that you want to be someone that's a demonstrator of love in the world. Don't you think that God is going to make that possible? Because you are a person that's chosen to carry out love's plan for the healing of the world. And you're willing to carry out God's plan for the salvation or the right-mindedness of the world. Okay, so let me get this straight. Okay, if I want to be in the world, and if I want to be safe in the world, the first thing that I need to do is recognize that I'm here to be a messenger of love and a messenger of truth, and not a hellraiser and a projector and a blamer. Then I need to learn how to sit my little black butt down and wait and listen to guidance. And I need to learn what my guidance wants me to do the next hour, and at the same time give thanks for the things that just happened in the previous hour. Okay, then what's the next thing? He says, well, in time, you're going to never stop thinking of God. You're never going to stop thinking of love. You're never going to stop thinking of your freedom. You're never going to stop thinking of your abundance. You're never going to stop thinking of your peace, because all of that is God. So you will be a person that's thinking about love and peace all the time. What's going to happen next? Well, it says next, then you're going to hear your guidance. You're going to hear God's loving voice, and it's going to be guiding you. And you're going to stop walking the world being all defensive and always on the lookout for who can hurt you and what can hurt you. Okay, so what happens when you stop walking the world feeling real defensive? Well, he says, well, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to know that heaven, which is love, which is happiness, goes with you. And you're not going to want to keep your mind away from God for even one moment. You're not going to want to keep your mind away from love for not even a moment. And you're going to spend all your time offering peace to the world, peace to your friends, peace to your relatives, peace to your co-workers. You're going to be offering peace to everyone. And don't you think God is going to make that possible? Because you have chosen to carry out God's plan. You have chosen to carry out the Creator's plan for the healing of the world. So if you're willing to be an instrument for the higher power to work through in this world, you will be safe. And not only will you be safe, you will be given everything you need to stay, so you will not be struggling. You won't be worrying about how you can pay your bills. You won't be worried about where you're going to live. You're not going to be worried about food or clothing or shelter, because you would be fulfilling your function to be an example of peace on earth. And so therefore, you will be given what you need. It's what the Course in Miracles teaches. And that is how you let yourself be safe in the world. Okay, now we're going to go to paragraph 19. Okay, so what is going to be our theme? Well, today our theme is our defenselessness, which means today our theme is we're not going to be defensive. You're going to stop being defensive. You're going to stop being defensive. Thank you, Kim. I like the music too. See, I try to look at it as if we're eating a meal of truth. And so when you're eating a meal, you have to stop and chew it, and then you have to swallow it, and then you usually take another bite. So we have to take time to hear what A Course in Miracles is teaching us, and then slow down, and let yourself just kind of take it in. So what is our theme? Our theme is defenselessness. What are we going to do? We're going to clothe ourselves in our sense of safety as we prepare to meet each day. Does that mean when I go out every day, I'm not to go out every day expecting the worst could possibly happen to me and those that I love? Yes. It means you don't go out into the world believing that the world is a big threat to you. So you have to do what? You have to prepare. What is this? What is it in paragraph 19, lesson 153? It says, today our theme is our defenselessness. We clothe ourselves in our defenselessness as we prepare to meet the day. As we prepare to meet the day, we clothe ourselves in our sense of safety. As you prepare to meet the day, as you prepare to meet the day, you clothe yourself in your defenselessness. As you prepare to meet the day, as you prepare to meet the day, you clothe yourself in your love. As you prepare to meet the day, as you prepare to meet the day, you clothe yourself in peace. Put on your peace clothes before you go out into the day. So what else do you do every day? What else do you do? Well, this is what you do. We rise up strong. We rise up strong. We rise up strong. We rise up strong in the perfect child of God. You're 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 the perfect child of God. You are the perfect child of love. You are the perfect child of love. And so what happens when you rise up strong in your true self? In your true self. Don't you know your true self is the loving self? Your true self is the Christ, which is your loving self is the Christ. Your loving self, the Course calls your true self the Christ. We rise up strong in the perfect child of God. You have to rise up strong in your true self and let our weakness disappear. What? You have to let your weakness disappear. Let your ego disappear. So you let your weakness disappear. How do you let your weakness disappear? How do you let your weakness disappear? How do you let your weakness disappear? You have to rise up strong to let your weakness disappear. Rise up strong to let your weakness disappear. Rise up strong. What do? You have to rise up strong to let your weakness disappear. You have to rise up strong. So how do you let your weakness disappear? How do you let your weakness disappear? How do you let your weakness disappear? How do you do it? How do you let your weakness disappear? How do you do it? How do you let your weakness disappear? I'll tell you. You remember that you have the strength of God living in you. You let your weakness disappear by remembering you have the strength of love. You have the strength of your Creator. You have the strength of spirit. You have the strength of spirit abiding in you. So what is it that you need to remind yourself of? What is it that you need to remind yourself of? What is it that I need to remind myself of? You need to remind yourself that God remains beside you through the day. I need to remind myself that my Creator is with me all day. You need to remind yourself that your Creator is with you all day. Your Creator is with you all day. Your Creator is with you all day. Love is with you all day. Love is with you all day. The universe is with you all day. Universe is with you all day. Spirit is with you all day. Spirit is with you all day. All that is with you all day. All that is with you all day. God is with you all day. Your Creator is with you all day. So if you were to remind yourself, then you would get in touch with the strength that's inside you. And what's going to happen when you get in touch with the strength inside you? When you get in touch with the strength that's inside you, you're going to rise up strong. It's time to rise up strong. Why don't you rise up strong? Tell yourself, I will rise up strong. I will rise up strong. I will rise up strong. I will rise up strong and clothe myself in my defenselessness. I will clothe myself in defenselessness. Do you know that God will never leave your weakness unsupported by God's strength? So it doesn't matter. What are you saying, Earl? Well, the Course in Miracles is saying that when you feel weak, if you feel weak, when you feel weak in the situation that you're in, if you feel weak in this situation that you're dealing with right now, if you feel weak in this situation that you're dealing with right now, if you feel weak in this situation you're dealing with right now, well, you are supported. You may not know it, but you are supported by the strength of God. You are supported by the strength of God. You are supported by the strength of love. You are supported by the strength of love. You are supported by the strength of God. You are supported by the strength of love. You are supported by the strength of love. You are supported by the strength of love. If you feel weak and worried right now, if there's something that has you feeling concerned, you are supported by the strength of God. You are supported by the strength of God. You are supported by the strength of the universe. You are supported by the strength of the universe. So what are you going to do? Well, you're going to learn how to call upon God's strength. The Course in Miracles is going to teach you how to call upon the Creator's strength. When should you call upon the Creator's strength? You should call upon the Creator's strength each time you feel the threat of your defensiveness undermining your certainty of purpose. In other words, when you start to feel fear and doubt, and so therefore you start to feel defensive and fearful, what do? You call on the strength of your higher self. You call on the strength of your higher self. Call on the strength of your higher power. And I mean just that. Call on the strength of God. Say, I am calling on your strength, God. I am calling on your strength, God. I am feeling weak. I am feeling afraid. I'm beginning to feel defensive. So I'm calling on the strength of my greater self. Call upon the strength of your greater self. Call upon the strength of your greater self. Call upon the strength of God. When should you call upon the strength of God? You should call on the strength of God every time you feel threatened. Every time you feel threatened. Do you know that when you feel threatened, it will undermine your certainty of purpose? When you feel defensive, it undermines your purpose. And your purpose is to be the light of the world. Your purpose is to be peace in the world. Your purpose is to be love in the world. Your purpose is to be sanity and sane in this insane world. You are here to bring sanity to this insanity. You are here to bring love to this fearful world. And if you decide that you're willing to be a channel and a messenger and a demonstrator of peace and love, you're going to find obstacles removed before you even get to them. You're going to find yourself being given all that you need to stay. You're going to find yourself being safe and taken care of in every circumstance. Do you know this is how you give yourself real safety in the world? So what are you going to do for a moment? What are you going to do for a moment? You're going to pause a moment. You're going to pause a moment. You're going to pause a moment. And you're going to pause as God's child within you, as your real self within you, as your loving self within you, as your divine self within you tells you, what is it that your God self is going to tell you? What is your real self going to tell you? What is your true identity going to tell you? What is your loving self going to tell you? Your loving self, your God self is going to say, I am here. I am here. I am here. What is it that God is going to tell you? What is it that your higher self is going to tell you when you're afraid and upset and you want to call on its strength? You breathe. You be quiet and you breathe. And what is it that your inner self is going to tell you? What is it that your divine self is going to tell you? Your divine self is going to tell you, I am here. I am here. What is God telling you when you take a moment to be quiet? I am here. I am here. This is the voice of the Creator talking to you right now through me. What is the voice of the Creator saying through me to you right now? What is the voice of the Creator within you saying to you right now? I am here. 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 What is God saying to you? I am here. I am here. I know you're going through this fear. I know you may have some fear. I know you may have some worry. I know you may have some concern. I know you may think you're dealing with a situation right now that's very intense. I know you may have some grievances. I know you might have some disappointments, but I am here. I am here. I am here. I am here. God says, I am here. I am here. I am here. I am here. I know you're worried. but I am here. I know you may think you're sick, but I am here. I know you may think you're lonely, but I am here. I know you may think you're in a dangerous world, a crazy world. Oh, Earl, I am here. God is telling you, I am here. I am here right now. I am here with you right now. You may not know it. You may not believe it, but I am here. I am here with you. I am here. I am here with you. Listen to the voice. Listen to the voice. Listen to the voice of love. So what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Well, what's going to happen is your practicing will now begin to take the earnestness of love. So as you believe that the Creator is with you, you are going to practice with earnestness, the earnestness of love. What happens when you practice with the earnestness of love? What happens when you practice with love? Well, do you know that when you practice with the earnestness of love, it helps you keep your mind from wandering. So what is it you need to do? You need to keep your mind from wandering from its intent. And your intent is to experience oneness and joy and abundance and prosperity and love and connection and healing and oneness and forgiveness. That is your intent. So what do you have to do? You have to practice with the earnestness of love. Why would you practice with the earnestness of love? To help you keep your mind from wandering from its purpose. So what is it that you need to do right now? What is it that you need to do right this moment? What is it that you need to do? What is it that you need to do? What is it that you need to do? What is it that you need to do right now? Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Do not be timid. Do not be afraid. Do not be timid. Do not be afraid. 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 Do not be timid. Do not be timid. There can be no doubt. 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 No doubt about what? There can be no doubt about what? There can be no doubt that you will reach your final goal. You are going to reach your goal of happiness. You are going to reach your goal of being safe. You are going to reach your goal of peace. Don't doubt it. Don't doubt it. There will be no doubt. There will be no doubt that you will reach your final goal. Don't be timid. Which is the same as saying don't be afraid. Don't be a wuss. Don't be scared. Because you're not walking alone. You're not by yourself. So who is it that can never fail? Well, who can never fail is a minister of God. Who can never fail is a messenger of God. Who can never fail is a messenger of love, a messenger of truth. Someone who's on this earth to be a messenger of love and truth and peace can never fail. So why is it that you can never fail if you are a minister of God? You can never fail because the love and strength and peace that shines from you, there's going to be a love and strength and peace that shines from you when you decide to be a messenger of peace and love. Then there's going to be a love and a strength and a peace that's going to shine from you, and it's going to shine from you to everybody that comes from God. And do you know that that love, that strength, and that peace that shines from you, that is God's gift to you? That love, that strength, and that peace that shines and radiates from you is going to be a gift of God to you. So what is it that you need to give to God? If God, your creator, is going to give you love and strength and peace, what is it that you need to give to your creator? If your creator is going to give you love, if your creator is going to give you strength, if your creator is going to give you peace, what is it that you need to give in return. Defenselessness. What does that mean? All I'm asking you to give is to let go of being defensive, approaching your life like it's danger to you, like it's somehow trying to hurt you, or that your life is full of threats to you. See, the only thing that you're laying aside when you lay aside thoughts that you are alone, or thoughts that you are not supported, or thoughts that you are not loved, or thoughts that you are not safe, whenever you lay those thoughts aside, you're just laying aside what was never real. So how do you lay aside what's never real? How do you lay aside guilt that really isn't real? How do you lay aside fear that's not really real? How do you lay aside all of those so-called negative thoughts and emotions that are not really real? Would you like to know? Well, I'm going to tell you how to lay aside fear and lay aside guilt and lay aside anger and how to lay aside a sense of threat. You have to be willing. You have to be willing to do what, Earl? You have to be willing to look on the innocence in you, and you have to be willing to see the innocence in everyone around you, even if you don't see that innocence right now. Even if you don't see that sinlessness and that guiltlessness right now, do you know that that needs to be your goal? That needs to be your intent, to look on the innocent child of God and to see the innocent child of God's sinlessness. See, in other words, I might not be able to see your goodness. I might think it's blocked by selfishness on your part, or craziness on your part, or anger or insanity on your part. But I have to want to see beyond what appears to be your guilt. I have to want to see beyond what appears to be what's not loving and good about you. So if I'm willing to lay aside everything that keeps me from seeing your goodness, then I am doing the one thing that God is asking me to do. So the Course says, your Creator will give you love, strength, and peace. And the only thing your Creator wants in return is your willingness to be shown the innocence in everyone around you, even if you don't see that innocence right now. Are you willing to learn how to let go of all the blocks to seeing the innocence and the love in everyone around you? If you're willing to do that, you are walking in a defenseless way. So I want you to take a breath right now. I'm going to do a quick review in just a minute of everything we've covered. And don't forget that you absolutely need to listen to this and watch it at least 4 times. I'm available for one-on-one sessions called clarity sessions. I'm available to help you and to work with you in any situation or circumstance that you're dealing with right now that you want to look at and deal with in another way so that you can have a miracle of healing. I'm a full-time teacher of A Course in Miracles. And the Course in Miracles teaches that I will be given what I need to stay to continue the spiritual work. So if you like to make a financial expression of appreciation, if you like to make a financial expression of appreciation, if you like to make a financial expression of appreciation, you can use Venmo, you can use the Cash App, you can use PayPal, and you can use Zelle. And all you need is my email address, earlpurdy@earlpurdy.com. That's Purdy, P-U-R-D-Y, earlpurdy@earlpurdy.com. And so I'm available for coaching, mentoring, and advising. It's called a clarity session. Go to my website, www.earlpurdy.com, earlpurdy.com, and you can get all the details about my one-on-one sessions. And you can self-book a session right from my website. You can self-book a session with me. I'm also an astrologer and a numerologist. And so if you like a reading and an interpretation from me, go to my website and you can also set up a one-on-one with me for that purpose also. I do another Facebook Live on A Course in Miracles on Sundays at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 1 p.m. Mountain Time on the Earl Purdy page on Facebook, 1 o'clock p.m. Mountain Time. If you're in the Denver, Colorado area, you can attend my Sunday session in person. If you'd like to attend my Sunday session in person, it's at 1555 Race Street. 1555 Race Street, Denver, Colorado, 80206 every Sunday. And then on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, we do Hardcore Course in Miracles. And that's what you're watching right now. And it's also on the Earl Purdy page on Facebook, but it's only online on Thursdays. All of my classes are also uploaded to YouTube. So you need to know that even if you are not a member of Facebook or your friends are not a member of Facebook, they can still watch my videos on YouTube. Just Google my name on YouTube. I'm here to be truly helpful. I'm just here to be truly helpful. So that's Thursday, 7 p.m. Mountain Time on the Earl Purdy page. And all you need is my email address, earlpurdy@earlpurdy.com. So I'm going to ask you right now to let yourself hear the review. I'm going to review what I've covered. Starting with paragraph 17. Paragraph 17, let yourself hear me now. Paragraph 17, here we go. Lesson 153. In my defenselessness, in your defenselessness, your safety lies in your defenselessness. Your safety lies in your not being defensive. Your safety lies in not being defenseless, not being defensive. You are a minister of love. You are a minister of God. That's why you are here. So if you want to be safe in the world, all you have to do is fulfill the function that you agreed to fulfill before you were born and incarnated into this world. You came into this world with a divine purpose. That purpose was to be a messenger of love and a messenger of truth. So what do? What you do is you sit quietly and you wait to listen to the voice of your guidance so that you can learn what Spirit wants you to do the next hour. And while you're waiting for your guidance, which will be inspirational, you also give thanks for what you experienced in the previous hour. What else are you trying to do in order to be safe? As much as you can, you want to think of God. You want to think of God. You want to think of the truth. You want to think of the truth. In other words, if you're a Course in Miracles student, as much as you can, you want to think of what the teachings of the Course in Miracles are saying to you. Because how can you tell when you're listening to the voice for God? The voice for God is a loving voice. The voice of God is a loving voice. The voice for the Creator is a loving voice. The voice of the Creator is not going to be a fearful voice or an angry voice. So as much as you can, you want to think of the truth. You want to think of the truth. And people say, well, what's the truth? The truth is in the Course in Miracles. The truth is in this divine path if it's your path. And so you want to think of what it's telling you as much as possible. And don't you think that your Creator is going to make it possible for you to be in the world safely, being a messenger? Don't you think you're going to be protected if you're fulfilling your function? If your life is a struggle, you're not fulfilling your function. If your life is a struggle in whatever area your life is a struggle in, that's the area of your life that you are not fulfilling your function. It's where you have not decided that the most important thing is for you to be a demonstrator of peace and love. So what is it we need to do? We need to rise up strong in the perfect child of God. And if you rise up strong, you will let your weakness disappear. How do you let your weakness disappear? You let your weakness disappear by remembering that you have God's strength. The universe's strength is living in you. But you have to do what? You have to remind yourself of the truth all through the day. But don't worry about it. Even if you do feel weakness, if you do feel weakness in some area of your life, it's going to be supported. You're going to find yourself still supported by the strength of God. So what do you do? What do you do? Whenever you're feeling threatened, whenever you're feeling threatened, whenever you're feeling afraid, whenever you're feeling threatened, what do? You call upon God's strength. You say, I call upon the strength of God. I'm calling on the strength of God. In this circumstance, I'm calling upon the strength of God. In this circumstance, I'm calling upon the strength of God. In this circumstance, I'm calling on the strength. I'm calling on the strength of love. I'm calling on the strength of love. In this situation, I'm calling on the strength of love. And when are you going to call on God's strength? You're going to call on God's strength every time you feel threatened. When are you going to call upon God's strength? Whenever you're feeling threatened, whenever you're feeling threatened, whenever you're feeling afraid, you're going to call on the strength of God. And you just literally do that. You go, I'm calling on the strength of God. I'm feeling threatened. I'm feeling afraid. I'm calling on the strength of God. I'm calling on the strength of God. And then what is God going to say to you? What is the higher power going to say to you? The higher power is going to say, I am here. 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 What is God going to say to you when you truly call upon God? What is your Creator going to say to you when you really call on your Creator? It's going to say, I am here. So you need to practice. How do you need to practice? You need to practice with the earnestness of love, so that you can keep your mind from wandering away from its goal. Don't let your mind wander. Don't let your mind wander. Don't let your mind wander away from your goal of peace. Don't let your mind wander. Don't let your mind wander away from your goal of freedom. Don't let your mind wander from the goal of forgiveness. Don't be afraid or timid. 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 Don't be afraid of timid. Don't be afraid nor timid. You're going to reach your goal. You are going to reach your goal. Do you know that you're going to reach your goal? You're going to reach your goal. You're going to reach your goal of happiness. You are going to reach your goal of happiness. You're going to reach your goal. You are going to reach your goal. You are going to reach your goal of peace. You are going to reach your goal of peace. Do you know that you have 3 powerful things abiding in you? Don't you know that you have 3 powerful things abiding in you? You have love, and you have strength, and you have peace. The 3 powerful triad. You have love, peace, and strength. And it's going to shine from you. And it's going to shine from you to everyone that's being sent to you by the Creator. And the only thing that you're being asked to give in return is to not feel all defensive all the time. Stop feeling defensive. And when you feel yourself feeling defensive, be quiet. Sit down, pause, and let yourself be guided. When you're feeling upset, when you're feeling afraid, be quiet. Be quiet. When you're feeling angry, when you're feeling afraid, be quiet. Be quiet. Pause, 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 pause. Don't be afraid and don't be timid. In your defenselessness is where your safety lies. In your defenselessness, in your tapping into your safety. Listen to this lesson over and over and over again. I've covered this lesson in detail over the last 4 or 5 weeks. Let yourself listen to this at least 4 times. It's the repetition that makes the difference. Mighty companions, you are my saviors. I'm so thankful that you are with me and you are my mighty companion. You are my mighty companion. You have me and I have you. I am here. I am here. Don't you fear. I am here. I am here. I am here. Do not fear. I am here. Do not fear. That's what your Creator is saying to you. It's saying, I am here. Do not fear. I am here. I am here. I am here. I know you don't think you hear me sometime, but I am here. I know that you become afraid sometimes and feel defensive sometimes, but you just have to call on me. And when you call on me for real, Spirit says, I am here. Thank you. It's my pleasure. Thank you, Dana. It's my pleasure to be a messenger of God in truth for you. So take a breath as we bring this to conclusion. Right after the class, I look at all your comments. Also, I listen to the lesson because I teach best what I need to learn. So I'm learning this just as much as you are learning this. Please share this video. Follow my page. Mighty Companion, thank you. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. Mighty companions, may the course be with you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching live. Thank you for watching the replays. Please share the video. May the course be with you.